Hey guys, you are watching the America's Next Top Model series premiere. This is season 23, but it's the first time it's on VH1. We've got the full rundown, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Wanna be on top.
Walking while I'm sitting, you see that?
Guys, I know you guys are so excited to be back with us because we are here for season 23, but the first time it's on VH1, America's Next Top Model. So excited I can't speak English. I am your host, Vivian. You can follow me on social media at VivaciouslyViv.
And I am your other host, Desola Balogun. You can follow me at Desola B everywhere. Make sure to do that.
And what you guys don't realize is that this is a Nigerian takeover. We're both Nigerian, so whoop whoop.
Hey, we just found that out right before the show.
So we actually have two other co-hosts that aren't with us tonight, Mike and Michelle.
I miss you guys already.
I know, it's so sad, but it's okay. They'll be with us next week, and then you'll get to learn a little bit about them. But tonight is all about the new girls, the new contestants, and the new judges, and the new hosts.
The new network. Everything is different. Everything
is
new. What did you think about it? What did you think?
Okay, first impressions. I was here for it. I was so here for it because one thing that I really loved, and which we kind of talked about while we were watching, is that they started with a bang. They were moving quick the whole time. The whole first block, the A block.
It was like 12 minutes.
12 minutes straight, no commercials.
We were like 12 minutes, okay. And you know what? When they were on the CW, it would say, they would start off with the intro and then commercial.
Right. They were trying to get that paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
But today they were here for the fans. They were like, we're going to show you guys what we got.
Yeah, I really liked it just the new setup in general. It was way better quality. So it was high quality because, you know, CW, the channel just is not really a high quality.
Don't shame the CW
well, no, I'm
like
not,
that.
No, it's just kind of like if you watch the channel, it's not like an HD channel or anything.
Okay.
But this one was like very high quality. I love the way that they did everything. Like the confessionals, everything was just so different, so fresh, so new.
They kind of had an aesthetic. You know?
Good.
Like an Instagram aesthetic, but a cinematography aesthetic.
It was great. I liked it. I mean, I liked it. No shade at CW. I'm just saying, VH1, you're doing well. Because look, when I first heard VH1, I was like, VH1, like that just didn't sound right.
I was like, how does this work?
It was weird because, you know, they used to play reruns back in the day of America's Next Top Model on VH1. But then I was like, VH1, like, I don't know what I feel about it. But I really like it. I think they're doing a good job.
Me too.
First episode, but they did a good job.
But they started off right. They did it right. And one thing I love too, going back to what you said, is about the look, is that they kind of needed to because they wanted to differentiate themselves. Old. Yeah. So many seasons. It's always been on other networks, and they're bringing it to a cable channel, VH1, and they needed to make sure that people knew this was new, this is fresh. I think
very young,
very hip.
And you know, VH1 and MTV are like sister companies, so it makes sense because everything they do is more young and trendy, and they stay with the times. CW, not necessarily when it came to America's Next Top Model, was very old. It was like the same format since season 1.
True.
Season 23, come on.
Same format. Yeah. Rotation of judges,
What do you think about the new judges? I wasn't sure what I was going to think about it. And Tyra Banks, I didn't think she was going to be a part of it.
Let's start with that part because, you know, in the beginning of the episode, we get to see a little bit of some of the new contestants or potential contestants.
Yes.
But then Tyra Banks walked in all fierce and fabulous.
Ooh, she's a fan, in case you can't tell.
If you can't tell, I am Tyra Banks' #1 fan.
Ooh. You hear that, Tyra? Give her a call.
A long time. Actually, we have met.
Oh, really?
Twice.
How was that?
I'll give you guys a quick rundown on my Tyra Banks history. So I actually interviewed her once, and I was wearing a green dress, and she said I was so cute. Ooh. So, you know, I died about 5,000 times. And then another time when she was still hosting, I was actually there for the premiere of, what was that show? Fab Life. When they had Fab Life. I was sitting in the front row.
Recently?
It was like a year ago.
Okay.
I mean, Fab Life's not on the air anymore. It doesn't matter. But I was front row. At the end, she pulled people from the audience to dance. She pulled me, and I, you know, did my little twerk thing for her because it's Tyra. Either way, so love Tyra Banks. But her intro, when you're watching that intro and hearing how young the contestants are, imagine what it must be like for them to see essentially their idol in front of them. They were like freaking out.
Yeah, no, they did. I wonder if they even knew that she was going to be there because everyone heard that Tyra was no longer going to be a part of the show, like hosting-wise. So I didn't think she was even going to make a cameo, but she did, and I think it was a good way to start off the show.
Definitely. And important because she was ushering in the new. She was saying, you know, I'm still a part of it. I'm an executive producer. You'll see me from here, you know, every now and then, but
I'll be watching.
Right, but I like that she was there to introduce the girls, but really to let them know, like, this is in your hands to create what this show is now going to be like.
And one thing I will say I really, really, really liked about the show is that they are pushing brands. Like, that was from the beginning. She said,
because Tyra is the brand.
well, she said, like, this is all about having a brand, a personal brand. And, you know, that's very important in this industry because even they push that for us. Like, we're not models, but we do hosting. And they say, like, it's all about your brand, you know, like, you have to have a brand because ultimately, I mean, a lot of people, you know, you've seen history. A lot of people on the show, they'll go on the show, but then once the show is over, they're over, you know, like, we don't hear from them. So I think the fact that they are pushing for the models to have their own personal brand, really good. Down with that.
Yeah, later on in the episode, they say, the judges, they say that they are looking for the 3 Bs: business, boss, and brand. Even though, I mean, to be honest, those 3 Bs kind of sound similar.
Business, boss,
and brand.
Well, first of all, yourself, you're your own brand, which is a business. I guess you're right.
Yeah, it's kind of
whatever. It's okay. No, actually, they said BYOB, be your own brand. That was like one of the slogans.
Okay, be your own
brand.
brand.
Like bring your own beer, but be your own brand instead.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Be your own brand and bring your own beer.
So can we talk about the models? Because the first girl to come in, she was beautiful. Her name was, it was Marissa, right?
It was Marissa.
Marissa, and
who I'm going to call it now. I think she's a front runner. I see her as top 4 at the very least.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, you heard that? I think Marissa is beautiful. I saw her and I was like, hey, Marissa, I see you. You know, for real, I like her. And to me, she reminds me of Selena. You know, like the singer.
I did not think about that.
When I saw her, that's the first thing I was like, Selena Quintanilla or J-Lo.
The full lips.
Yeah, I really like Marissa. I was like, okay, Marissa, I see you. I liked her. And can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
At the end of the episode, we saw that they eliminated everyone. Now, one thing that they don't do a good job at is you can see who's going to make the show by the camera time that they give them.
But we only have an hour.
But I'm saying,
I'm not trying to be here for 3 hours.
I mean, you know,
girls that aren't going to make it through.
I know it's true, but you know what I'm saying. Like I already I was writing check marks and X marks by everyone, and I could tell that who was going to make it and who wasn't.
Yeah, and one thing that was interesting too, they mentioned during the episode that it's 28 girls. We did not see 28 girls.
At all. Typically, they show more.
Right. I don't even think there was 28 girls, period.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
I was counting a little bit, like, okay, 1, 2, 12, 15, that might be 20 girls. There's not 28 on that stage.
They exited them out because they were non-factors to them, I guess, because they didn't make it. But I like Marissa, and then came Cherish, which I really liked her feisty.
Wait, you skipped over Justine.
Wasn't Cherish first? Cherish was the redhead, remember?
Justine was next.
That's the other really beautiful one, right? With the little, like, curly...
There's so many girls, we're already confused. No, Justine was...
No, that's Tatiana who I like.
Justine was the Asian... gorgeous girl
Oh, well,
from
she wasn't
LA.
memorable, obviously, which is why I didn't. Look, I'm not hating. I'm just saying she wasn't in my mind. But you're right. She did walk across the street. She's like, my mom doesn't know that I'm in this.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah, there was Justine. But then there was Cherish, which I really liked her.
Cherish, the redhead.
I loved how red her hair was. I loved all her freckles. And I just liked her personality. She was very out there.
She's
but
very
not
commercial.
but not too much. But I just liked her personality. Very inviting, aggressive, if that makes sense.
And it's important that we like their personality because one thing that they're trying to push
brand.
This is the brand because you can't just be pretty anymore. You have to be more. And then one thing to keep in mind too, because as we go through the girls, some of the girls are 5'11", not 5'12", that's 6 feet.
5'12", 5'13".
But some of the girls are shorter too, like 5'6". I heard 5'6" and I said, whoop, whoop, because I'm not that tall. And I would have never thought a 5'6".
She's like, I can still have a brand and be 5'6".
I can still make it in the modeling world. But yeah, they have a few girls that are a little bit shorter, which is nice to have some variety because for modeling, I mean, there's a lot of high fashion girls. That's clearly the base for New York models. But there's also a lot of commercial modeling out there where you don't have to be a skyscraper to get work.
A skyscraper. Can I ask you one thing?
Yes.
So, you know, a few seasons ago, America's Next Top Model decided that they were going to make it a little different and bring in guys to the show. What do you think about the fact that there are no guys on this season?
I was was curious about that because one of their biggest winners, Niall DeMarco, is huge right now. He's huge. He was on Dancing with the Stars. He won. He's huge on social media. He's doing so much for the world, and he's so freaking hot and sweet and deaf and amazing. Like,
and sweet. Have you met him?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I could go on. So it's interesting, but I think maybe because it's the first time on VH1, they kind of want to do a throwback to the original by just doing females
Which
only.
I guess I liked it though, because I felt like, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that there were guys on there, I was like, ooh, maybe I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 6 feet.
Oh, okay.
I actually auditioned for the show before.
Really?
And I didn't make it, obviously, because I'm sitting right here. Yeah, I auditioned for the show in San Francisco, flew out there and all that, and they didn't pick me. But it's okay.
It's okay. I would have picked you.
Well, oh, thank you. No, they didn't pick. It was my personality. I was very I was just cool and calm, which is it's not
Calm.
good. You should not be.
You?
If you ever, well, no, right? No, but when you go on auditions, just for you guys, so you know, if you're auditioning for something, don't be super cool and calm because it's TV. They want someone who's super extra, you know?
Right.
If you're extra, then you're good.
I mean, you don't have to be yourself.
Yeah, but
just be an amplified version of
exactly.
yourself.
I mean, if you go in there and say, "Hi, my name is Desola. I want to be a model," they're gonna be like, "Yeah, exactly." They're like, "Who are you?" So,
Bored.
anyways,
Yeah. Okay,
fun
so
fact.
let's go back to the girls because this is what the
So
show
it
is
was
about.
Cherish, and
Yes,
then-
so Cherish the redhead. Then we had Binta from Ghana. Woo, West Africa.
I didn't know what I felt about her when I first saw her.
Wait, you didn't have the West African pride?
I mean, you know, I was like, okay, she's African, cool. But then I didn't know what I felt for her when she was on. I was like, okay, you know, she's cool. I feel like a lot of African girls in the modeling industry, they all kind of they all have the shaved head. You know, they look very similar.
Okay.
But then once she went on the
Go see.
yes, then I liked her because I liked her. You could tell she was confident. She walked and she was very very aggressive, and I like that.
Right. No, I think I'm actually going to agree with you here because when she first started talking, I liked her story. I felt that she had a great story, and that's a big part of it too, is having a story to share with people. But I wasn't sure about her as a model per se. I kind of saw her more aspiring than actually booking, but she did kill it in the go-sees. And then even with her comp card, you know, girl was there. Girl was there. So after Binta, we also had Gia, who's 21, natural hair,
I
country
liked
girl.
her. She was very happy. She was.
That's a great way to describe it.
She was just like, I'm here. I'm so excited. My grandma used to put a book on my head. And you remember? She was like,
Yes.
I liked her. She was fun.
Yeah, she was cute. And I think she's one of the shorter ones. She's 5'6", so going to pull for her.
I like you, Gia. You're cool. I want Gia to come on the show. I'm saying that
Gia,
now. So
he's
Gia, if
putting
you're
it out
watching,
there.
please come on the show because she would be fun, wouldn't she? She's just fun. I don't know.
I just like her accent.
Hey,
People,
Gia.
oh my gosh.
No, not like that. Fun. That was for Marissa. That was hey Marissa. That was for you.
Oh goodness, love connections. I mean, there was already a love connection on this episode, which we will get to.
Oh,
but let's get
yeah.
through some more of these girls. Then we also had Paige, who's the cute blonde.
Yeah, she looked good on camera.
Yeah, she did.
In her photos.
She was a little annoying when she was talking. She was kind of rambling.
Well, she was telling us about all of her achievements.
Her
remember?
resume.
Yeah. But she made it, so it's okay.
Yeah, don't give all the spoilers right away. I mean,
You know,
guys
this is
watched
an
the
after
episode.
show, right?
True,
I'm
okay.
like, if you're watching this, you probably watched the show, so.
True,
yeah.
okay. You guys already know what's going on. So we also had Tatiana, cute natural
Beautiful.
hair.
Absolutely beautiful. That girl, I saw her and I was like, she's the kind of girl, she walks into the room, you're just drawn, just by her beauty.
Right.
That girl was amazing,
And
beautiful.
she's really spunky. So basically, this show should also be called Desola's Next Top Girlfriend.
Hey, look.
He's over here choosing.
only had like two. I really like Tatiana. I like Marissa. Who else did I like? I think they stood out to me. You know, they were very they're they're the kind of girls, no makeup, beautiful. You know,
Right.
I have one more on the list. I'll save that though for when you say it.
Okay. Oh, I'm excited to hear who this could be. Then we also had the sisters, the twins, Cody and Tosh, and they're identical twin sisters, early 20s. What were your thoughts? I honestly didn't think either of them would make it from the initial introduction that we had of them. But when they killed it during their go-sees, I was like, okay.
I don't know what I
y'all.
feel about them. I mean, okay, so they're twins, but they look different. Cody's very, very masculine looking. you know.
They're identical.
But even they said it
Okay,
even
like
on
more
the
of
thing,
their
like she
style
just
and-
looks very masculine
Yeah.
looking. She's the one with the longer hair, which is odd because the one with the longer hair you wouldn't think that she'd look more masculine, but
Yeah.
she looks more masculine to me than the what's the other one?
Tosh.
Than Tosh. So if I had to choose, I'd choose Tosh, but I don't know. I'm kind of like whatever. I feel like they're on there because you know they're twins, so it makes it interesting.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't really.
There's something with being a twin because I remember if you guys watched The Bachelor, they had a
The
season.
Fergusons.
Yeah, and you know they seem nice, but they kind of just seem like a gimmick.
The blonde girls. Yeah. I used to live in Vegas and I used to see them all the time.
Really?
Yeah, at PF Chang's. That was a random thing, but
PF
no, I'm
Chang's
serious
again.
because bringing them up, I would see them. I'm like, oh, these two girls are twins. Then all of a sudden they're on The Bachelor, and then I'm like, oh, hey, I know who you are. Like, yeah, I didn't watch that though.
I tried. Not my cup of tea. So we also had Corianne, who, and a lot of
Corianne.
natural women on this show, a lot of African American women on the show, I think all of them had natural hair. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sitting there thinking, Corianne.
Yeah.
Corianne, she was the one. She was cute, but her mom. Oh my God, did you see?
Her mom, yes.
That lady was beautiful. I was like, Corianne, look, you can move, but is your mom? Like, where's she at? Is she married or what? Corianne's mom was where it's at. Corianne was okay though.
Okay, you looking for a cougar?
Well, I mean, why not?
Okay, back with the love connection. So after that, we had Ariane, who had the long braid, and she had a very bold style with
Very
her
bold.
attire.
What did you think about her?
I just knew from Jump Street she wasn't going to go too far because her look was too distinctive. When you're going on castings, you want to be able to transform into what they need you to be. And
Yeah, they do say you have to be very toned down, right?
yeah, you want to
She was
be
not.
a canvas. And with that braid, it was really cool looking, but it's not going to help a designer figure out if you can rock their style if they want a certain look for the whole show.
She was pretty though.
Yeah, she was pretty.
She was definitely pretty, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And maybe next season.
I mean, she didn't
Come
make
back,
it.
girl.
Did you see her reaction when she didn't make it though? She like freaked out, and I kind of felt bad for her.
I do too, because you can
She was
tell.
like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure your name is." I mean,
it's a hard name to get wrong.
Yeah,
You know?
but
Yeah, because these girls, a lot of them have been watching the show their whole lives, and when the show ended last time, no one knew that they would come back. So
it was over.
You know, this is a big deal for them, especially being so young. So to have to leave on the first episode, that must have been devastating.
But you know what? I do want to say, just because you didn't make this season, if you did audition, does not mean you cannot make it. I watched the show,
Mm-hmm.
and there are people who have auditioned 3-4 times before they made it onto the show. You know, so just keep going.
Right? Be persistent.
No,
Persistence
seriously.
is key. So after Ariane, we also had Star, who is 5'6". Why are you laughing? I think her name is Rachel Star, but she goes by
She's the
Star.
one that had the slow motion walk.
Oh, yeah.
You remember when she went on the Ghost Seats? She was like this. Ooh. She's like, I can model a bag for you for one. I don't care anything.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
That slow motion walk was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
I already knew this was going to be an interesting case with her when they started playing up the love connection with Kyle from Jump Street. They have to have interesting plot points besides just the competition, clearly. But I was like, this is so quick.
And no, the first episode, it didn't make, and then I'm not gonna lie, I almost thought that it was fake, only because.
I kind of still think it's
No,
fake.
did you see at the end when they eliminated her and she said, I'm supposed to be in there with her, and I'm thinking, that
You just
doesn't
got
make.
kicked off of
yeah,
the
I'm thinking
show.
that doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
unless they were there for like a week or two within that
'Cause
whole process.
We're not sure how long.
Yeah, we don't know how long it
Yeah.
took. So if that was the case, maybe. But otherwise, I was thinking, this girl, there's no way she's worried about that girl. She didn't say anything about the competition. She said, I should be in there with her. I should be in there with her. She didn't say I should be in there because I am the next America's Next Top Model.
Yeah. So that was a little odd, but I'm not going to say they did it for this show, but some shows use people as plants to
Because they know that
stir things up.
Yeah, exactly. They know that they're not going to make it. But it's at the end of the day, it's TV. So
TV.
if it was boring, we would not watch.
Right, and we needed something. So after Star, we also had Kyle, who is the model who is a bit androgynous. She's 23.
I was like, who's that? Okay.
Giving Ruby
Rose.
Rose vibes. But she seems a lot more sweet and kind of chill and relaxed than Ruby Rose. Even though I've also met Ruby Rose, and she does make me quite nervous in
Really?
person. Yes.
See, Ruby Rose is
She's
still
super
like
swaggy.
pretty though. Like she still seems like even though she's like androgynous, she still looks like
Because she
a
has
girl.
the face of Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She
She's
still looks like
gorgeous,
a.
yeah.
When I'm not gonna lie, in the promos when Kyle was shown, I was like, wait, I thought there were no guys on this episode on this season.
yeah.
But not even joking, I really thought because she looked like a guy from the angle.
Yeah.
But so I feel like Ruby Rose is more feminine still. You
Right.
know?
No, I totally
But-
agree with you. But I do think she could be a sleeper because she doesn't seem like she'd be overly aggressive.
Who, Kyle?
Yeah, but she might.
Once her pictures come out, you never know.
You never know.
She might take over the game.
You never know. So they only introduced us to about 14. Funny, they introduced us to like 14 girls, and there's only going to be 14 contestants left.
Like 16. No, 17.
Well, at the beginning they only did 14, and then they got to some other stuff, and then
Star
we met
and
the
then
others.
Quay.
Oh, Quay, yes,
Okay, can we talk about Quay?
yes.
Who saw that coming?
Did not. So Quay was, well, first off,
Let them know, yeah.
we didn't see this coming, but our first real introduction to Quay, can't remember, I'm sorry, don't remember how it's correctly pronounced. But our first introduction to her was on the bus where the girls were going on to the go-sees.
I don't know why I think it's so funny. I'm sorry, I keep going.
Why are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at Quay and Quee. Keep going.
Don't laugh at that nice young lady's name. Anyway, so she was on the bus, and she kind of had some drama going on with Courtney, which is another contestant that was introduced a little later. And it was kind of mean-spirited. She was making fun of the twins, and then she started making fun of Courtney's eyebrows and made her cry. So we kind of didn't like Quay.
She said you and your chip had eyebrows. Remember?
Yeah,
I was like,
such-
damn, Quay, Quee. What's wrong with you?
That was such an unfortunate statement.
Yeah, I didn't. Unfortunate.
It was unfortunate.
Well, I think Courtney is cute. I like her eyebrows.
Yeah, Courtney's gorgeous.
I mean, they're aggressive, but I like them. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Just her
cool.
look. That was a hater comment.
So then tell them about Quay or Quee.
So later on in the episode, we get to see more of the girls. At the beginning, it was just a short amount, and then we got to see the rest of the girls competing. And we learned that she's a trans woman. And
Which blew my mind.
it literally blew his mind.
Because I was like, I was watching it, and she said, I'm trans, and I was like, all that extra stuff that I'm doing because I would never.
There was
think
no
that,
indication.
you
Granted,
know?
we don't know how long she's been through her process or what she's had done. We don't need to know any of that stuff. But it's nice to see that
It threw us off.
it was a surprise. But it's reality TV, so they have to have these surprises.
Of course.
And on the plus side, it was nice to see that she was a confident, well-spoken woman, and she really wanted people to know that she could do anything as a trans woman that anyone else wants to do. So
She seemed like one of those people who were there just to be there because at the end, again, when she got eliminated, you watched, she said, I'm kind of bummed or I'm kind of sad, like literally
Yeah,
didn't care.
it
was like, oh, we're obviously too good for them if they didn't choose us because Star was on the ground or whatever crying.
could be a coping mechanism.
You know.
But before we get to everything else as far as who got eliminated,
Sorry.
I know we jumped around a little bit, guys. That's how excited we are. Okay, let's get back on track. Tyra had her intro, girls were excited, and then she told them they were going to have a photo shoot, a quick shoot, just to do some headshots so that their comp cards could be made for the rest of the competition for this episode. So it's quick, cute headshots, and then they go and see the helicopter. And that's when we really get to
judges.
meet the new judges, the new host. Rita Ora walks out of the helicopter looking fly as hell.
Ashley Graham.
Yes, and then we have Drew Elliott, who is the chief creative officer of Paper Magazine.
And Law Roach. I did not know who he was, nor Drew Elliott.
Drew Elliott, I didn't know his name before, but I've seen him before. He's, like I said before, chief creative officer for Paper Magazine. So Paper Magazine has really been on the come up in the past few years.
I was gonna say, yeah, that whole
the Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that was it, right?
He was responsible for the photo shoot and the cover of Paper Magazine where Kim Kardashian has the big champagne bottle and the thing is going up in the air and it's bouncing off her booty and
I think
all
that's what
that.
put them on the map, honestly, because
It
that
really
thing went
was.
crazy. And now everyone's on there. Kylie just did one that was weird, like she looked like a clown or something. Or
Yeah,
like,
it was
meant to be very aggressive. I
very
don't know.
animated. Yeah. And then Law Roach, he is a stylist. He's really made a name with working with Zendaya. They've been working with each other for a long time. He's helped really cultivate her style, but he's also worked with Ariana Grande, Celine Dion. Yeah, he's popping.
Now, I must say, when I heard there were going to be new judges, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I really like these judges.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Rita Ora's. I like Rita Ora.
Yeah.
I like her music, and she's just, I don't know, I like it. I think it's a good panel, because at first I was thinking, I was like, Rita Ora, okay, cool, and then
I was surprised too. I was like,
and that's
Rita
an Ashley
Ora.
Graham, and I was like, well, she's so new, like she's already on the show,
Hold
but I
up.
think.
Ashley Graham is everything in life right now when it comes to the modeling
No, I
industry.
know, but it threw me off at first. I wasn't expecting them, but then I think they did a great choice at picking.
Yeah.
What do you think? I think it was good.
Ashley Graham was an obvious one for me because she's really killed it. She just got to cover British Vogue in the past month, which is huge because she said that at one point she was told she would never be a cover girl, and then she's been on the first curvaceous model to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and now British Vogue. She's been on so many covers this year. She's had a huge year, and this is just icing on the cake for her. And also, it's really good just for being a role model and to show these young women that, you know, you can be an amazing model, you can be an amazing role model and inspiration for others, and still be yourself and not have to completely conform. So that was awesome. Rita Ora, I was kind of surprised because, so Rita Ora is huge in the UK and more big internationally. She hasn't really found her footing here per se in the United States. So I feel like this is her big push to get an American audience.
You know what's weird about that? I think she's big here, but not for her music, which is weird. No, she has good music. She has great music, like, you know, but she's becoming like she's such a big brand now, because she's always on the news on like E! And all that stuff, just for being like Rita Ora did this, she did this, like fashion, and you know, she's a brand. So I feel like she's being a big brand here, but I think in the UK, like more of a star with singing and everything.
Okay, that makes sense. So I can see where you're going
You know
with
what I'm
that.
saying?
And that kind of does lend itself
It's weird,
to
though.
what their goals are with the show is they
Yeah.
want someone who's also a social media star, who's an influencer, and she is that. So yeah, I could see where everyone was going with that. So they meet, they also get their first challenge. The girls are split into two groups and they are sent on go-sees. Half of the group is sent to Laquan Smith, and then the other half was sent to Philip Klein. And we talked a little bit about some of the girls' go-sees, but let's, real quick, okay, assessment of Philip Klein.
Hey, man, that's right. You said Philip Klein, and I wrote, Philip Klein was aggressive, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Top model, not flop model. That's what he said.
He did
I was
say
like,
that.
damn, Philip, calm down. Like, why did they always have to have those people? But I mean, I liked him, though. I mean, he didn't seem like he was doing it to come from a bad place. But it was just funny. He was so aggressive with these girls. I was like,
But they're
man.
also in New York. New Yorkers don't play any kind of games.
I'm
They
like,
get to
man,
the point.
Philip, yeah. What'd you think about him?
I feel like they needed a Philip. They needed someone with that type of energy and that straight to the point, hit you in the jugular
They
a
always
little
have
bit.
to have someone like that on the show.
Yeah, and it was good to hear his perspective as a designer because Laquan Smith was very different from him.
Yeah, he was very nice.
He was more nice, more relaxed. But they both had their objectives because they're designers. So they do this on a daily basis, looking at models and deciding who fits their brand and who's going to be a good choice to represent their brand in a photo shoot or on a runway. It's a very important process. So it also makes sense from the modeling business side that the judges would want to hear from designers which girls do you think are bookable, marketable, who already has a little bit of it. Because you don't want to have girls competing and doing challenges and then you realize, oh wait, no one actually wants to work with them.
Now, you just brought that up. Let me know if I can go here. The prizes.
We can go ahead and go to the prizes.
So
Yes.
the prizes were odd. Let me say them for you guys in case you guys did not know. And before I say it, I just want to say it makes sense why they're pushing more. So they're looking for a star. They're looking for someone who's more of a just all-around star than a model. Because if you listen to the prize, there's not really any modeling anything in this prize. It's a $100,000 prize, which is nice. A Rimmel London commercial, which is a makeup company, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1 year VH1 talent deal.
True.
And then a spread in paper mag. So if I'm reading all, this is all of someone who's like just a star, like someone who has a big brand, because there's no modeling contract here.
That is true. Yeah,
They
there
always
is no
give
modeling
modeling
contract.
contracts.
Yeah, that is definitely true because if you need to have a little bit more than modeling skills if you're going to have a talent
I
deal
just think
with
it's
VH1.
interesting that you're going on a modeling competition and you're not getting signed.
That is interesting.
I just think it's weird.
Yeah.
You don't think that it's odd?
I think that is odd because you would think with this show you would get connections to a big agency like Wilhelmina or something of the sort. But you know what? We might find out a little later in the season as to why there is no contract specifically. But I think you're on the right track.
The brand thing.
Yeah,
But
I think that might be what it
I
is.
kind of like this, and maybe I'm saying it because we're hosts, so maybe I like the fact that they have a talent deal. But I like it just because having a talent deal means that they might do, let's say there's a red carpet for an award show, they might be corresponding for VH1, or the VH1 might have an ad, they might do that. So it kind of lets them do a lot of things, which include modeling, being on air, doing everything, which in the long run will help them more, I guess.
And then a lot of the previous winners,
Exactly.
a lot of them don't model anymore. A lot of them have moved on to other things. So,
But now, I think the later seasons, it's been working out pretty well.
True.
For them.
The later seasons.
More so the guys, it seems like, though.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like there's Don Benjamin. You know who he is?
Yes, of course I know who Don Benjamin.
Well, there's Don Benjamin. He's had a great social media presence.
Yeah.
I mean, he raps and he does all that, but he's had a great.
He's gorgeous.
Okay, he's had a great social media presence. There's Keith, who won the last time,
Benjamin.
and Keith is doing good. I see him on commercials all the time. I see him he's like all over like Men's Warehouse and everything.
Good deal.
And so everyone's doing. All the recent people seem like they're doing okay, which is good.
Deal. I was thinking about the OGs, but I'm glad you pointed that out. So, yeah, so that was the first challenge. Laquan and Philip were very different, but they gave us their perspectives, and that's where we saw, a little bit of the flirting between Kyle and Star, and then the conflict on the bus. But let's move down to the judges panel. So after the go-sees, they reconvene, and the judges are ready to see each girl's comp card and talk a little bit about their go-see. And what was your initial thoughts? Because I believe it's your girl that walked out first.
Marissa?
Yes.
Yes. My thoughts are I like Marissa. I like you, Marissa. Hey, how's it going?
No, but not a...
No, I know. I just have to throw that out there.
Okay.
My thoughts on what I like. I really like this judging panel because I feel like in the last seasons, like they always have to have someone. Even Drew, what's his name? Drew Elliott says, "I'm not here to be nice." Like you don't always like that's annoying. Like I didn't even believe it when he said it. Like I'm not here to be your friend. Like it was just very like please. He was like Kelly Catrone. Remember her? From the other, just there to be mean.
She has a great book too.
Yeah,
by the way.
so, hey Kelly. So I like the judges on this. I like the way that they judged them, because they gave them good feedback, but they weren't like super
mean.
Yeah,
or
like they weren't unnecessary.
Hey, same wavelength.
They weren't unnecessary. So, wow. No, they weren't unnecessary. So I really liked it, and they had connections. You saw when Ashley had a connection with Gia.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, you're my God. I liked it. What did you think about it?
So I was waiting for the tears because this is where they had their first shot to really talk to the judges, and a lot of people were getting very emotional, and I just knew it was going to be waterworks for at least half of the girls. And for most of them, I buy it. It's an emotional moment, but some people default into crying.
I'm so glad you said that.
And
because it's so irritating to me. Like I don't care that your mom I don't care. Like I don't know why that has to do with anything, but that helps people win sometimes because you have a connection.
It gives them a story.
Yeah. And I guess people want to relate, whatever.
So it's interesting when it's one or two girls. When it's 9, you're like, oh my God.
Like everyone's like, oh my God, this happened.
Us.
Which is why I was glad that Rita Ora was like, you remember the girl? She was like, Mama, when I was 15, I'm sure I made her life worse, Marissa. And Rita Ora was like, well, I moved here when I was 1. My parents didn't know I speak English, so we all have a story. I was like, ooh, okay. Because they always do that. I don't know why they rely on that. Unless they have like a serious, I don't think anyone this season had a story, like a real story.
I'm hoping we delve into the stories because I feel like some of the stories are serious. It's just with a 1-hour show, we don't know what they cut out from that.
Oh, of course, of course.
But then some of the stuff people did, I was like, you realize you're being judged right now. Like Star coming out and singing. I wanted to throw something at her. Star, no.
That's why Star was there just for a show. She wasn't. Come on.
Right.
What about we forgot to mention Chris Leanne.
Chris Leanne.
I just wrote sexy on there, which is funny because that's what they told her. But when I first saw her, I was like, sexy. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like she just comes out like
Sexy Latina.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's actually what she said.
Did you like her?
I actually don't see her as a model whatsoever. I think I see her more as a social media influencer, social star. She did tell them that she has 50,000 followers, which is great. Good for you. I don't see her. No,
Wow.
I'm not knocking her. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, it just sounds funny, which is great. Good for you. I don't see her out as a model at all, but
man,
that's
I
just
sound
me.
bitter. But I just don't feel like she has the model look. But then since you mentioned there is no modeling contract, the other prize packages might be up her alley. She's a gorgeous girl, so you know, there's still hope. I mean, that sounds so mean.
I'm like, the hate is so real right now.
There is no hate.
I know it just sounds
with
like
you,
it, and it's just really
Chris
funny.
Leanne. I wish you well. I hope we see you in future
I'm
episodes.
sure you really believe this right now, Chris Leanne.
Hey, no hate over here. I'm trying to see if we
No
got
hate
everyone.
because we might want to get you on the show, Chris Leanne. So no hate at all.
True. So there was also Roxy, who we didn't see in the earlier scenes.
Roxy, who was that?
No
Who's
hate
that?
over here.
No, I don't remember.
She had, what did I write?
She got
here?
eliminated.
She did
She's
get
the only girl that got
eliminated.
I only remember her from
And
being
I
eliminated.
wrote, oh, she was the one who had the fake British accent.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably, don't do a fake British accent when the host is actually British. Or English. Don't
She's
do
just
that.
Lebanese, yeah.
Don't do that.
I don't know. It was.
That was awkward.
We have nothing to say. I'm sorry, Roxy. I'm sitting there. I'm like, who's Roxy? I don't remember her. And they had that one girl, the one lone girl at the end. They didn't even put up a CG for her, no name, nothing. You know, the girl who was behind Cody, because Cody was the last person to get the.
Oh yeah.
And the one girl
We
was just
didn't even
standing.
get to know who that
She was just standing there, like, well,
They
damn.
just sent her home.
She's like, well, damn. I know I didn't make it because if there's only one more car left, I'm just standing here like.
Right.
No camera time or anything. Damn.
Nothing. Okay,
Waste of her
so
time.
we have not even hit on India, who she was the blonde girl who has modeling experience more so overseas because she enjoyed traveling.
She put her foot in her ass.
For,
Or in her mouth.
so to say, that's actually achievable.
Whoa.
Okay, maybe it's not.
Okay, sorry, you guys. She put her foot in her mouth. I said in her ass. That too, because, I mean, she went up there and said, oh, yeah, I mean, I kind of just chose those countries because, I mean, I really like to travel. And then Drew was like,
I mean, I'm not going to knock her. That's not a bad thing. I think that's just not the thing to say
at
in
that
that
time,
moment.
yeah,
Yes.
when you're first meeting them.
No, don't say that. But I think she has a really strong shot because she does have experience where some of the other girls have no experience. And then also she kind of has a Gigi Hadid look. A little bit, at least with her, not in person
That's
when
what I
she's
was gonna
standing
say.
there,
I
but
feel
her
like
comp
yeah, her
card.
picture, she looks
Yeah.
good. And I think that's one of the things that the judges do well at, and Tyra does well at when she casts these models. You know, she'll see them and we're like, wait, what model? Like where? But then they'll take a picture and we're like, wow, they look
Yeah.
amazing. You know, that girl's the kind of girl where if I saw her, I'm just kind of like,
Oh, she's cute.
you know, like, oh, she looks regular. Like what? And then her picture was, she's like Cara.
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, you know, it's like her. Like to me, like if you
Yes.
saw her, you probably think you're like, oh, she's a regular whatever girl. But then you see her pictures and you're like, oh wow, you know.
Fierce.
And she has something in common with what's that girl? What's the eyebrow girl?
Courtney.
Yeah, because the eyebrows are very aggressive. Courtney's a little more so, but it's okay.
Very true. Oh, a big fan of Courtney.
I am
think,
also
I think she
She's
has
really
an
pretty.
awesome look. Yeah.
really pretty and
it
it
very
seems
now.
nice. It seems really nice too.
Yeah.
Like she's just there, kind of like, I just want to do this, you know, like don't be
Yeah.
mean to me.
Even though I hope that we see throughout the show that she gets a little bit more of a thicker skin.
Of course.
Because the comments on the bus shouldn't
She
have.
started crying already.
Yeah, it shouldn't have hit her as hard because these girls don't know. They don't know each other, you know.
It's like I don't know you enough for you to hurt me at all. Like you mean nothing to me.
It shouldn't hurt so quickly. Unless if it's coming from a judge, that's a different story. But it's coming from a hater girl who didn't make it through.
Exactly. So who cares?
Who cares? Okay.
Quay.
I feel like we went through all of the girls at this point.
We did. Now it is
Yes. Okay.
who got eliminated.
Yes. So one thing that was really interesting is this new elimination
I love
process.
it. I absolutely love it. I was like, this is so cool. Like, it's so and it was way faster than because you know typically Tyra's like this.
Yes.
She's like, in my hand I have the pictures of the 14 girls who are gonna make it. If you do not make it, you have to immediately exit. Yeah. Look, it doesn't mean we don't like you. You just weren't right for the competition. It's very dramatic.
Rooting waiting for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the girl's like this. The girl's standing there, she's like, and you're like, look at me. Look at me. And the girl's just like, Tyra, I don't care. I do care. I do care. But if I cry, what is that gonna do? That ain't gonna do anything for me if I cry, Tyra. I care. I'm hurt.
This is some real vintage, old
This is back in the day.
throwback. America's Next Top Model.
This is when Tyra had like red hair. Remember?
Yes,
on the
I
thing.
remember.
I've
Oh,
seen
man.
it. They do memes and stuff about it all the time.
Yes, decades later, not decades, but yeah.
It was kind of a decade. Was it a decade? Maybe. It was a long time ago.
Decade. So the new process, at least for this episode of elimination, is you're either getting into the party or you're not, and you have a bouncer as the dealer of
He was
the
so cold, too.
information, like a bouncer should.
He was so cool.
So it was very interesting because they were going to a model party, and if they got in, that means they were into the competition, and if their name wasn't on the list, then they were sent home. It was very unceremonious. I may have just made up that word. Very informal.
I get it. They didn't care. It was
informal.
like you're not important.
Right.
Bye.
Which is kind of sad, but then at the same time, they're so new that we're not attached to them, so they
We don't feel
need
anything.
Yeah.
I don't think the further eliminations will be like that. But I do think it would be cool if they kept doing things like that, like
Yeah,
changing
like
it up a
creative,
bit instead
yeah.
of that like super dramatic like thing that they do, which was fine. But now that I see something different, I like it.
Yeah, it was very hip, and I think it's a great way to get younger viewers to tune in because, if you're someone who wants to be in the entertainment industry, you know about Hollywood parties, New York parties, the scene. It's part of the industry. It's part of how you get work sometimes. I've gotten gigs because I talked to someone at a club or a
Networking.
lounge. It's networking, and it's also just sometimes you just have to be seen. People sometimes don't know who you are
Wanna
until
be
they
on
see you look
top?
hot. I want to be on top.
Ooh.
Go and look hot.
Ooh, it's true.
So we now have the girls who have made it through: Courtney, Gia, Justine, India, Tosh, Tatiana, Kyle, Binta, Corianne, Cherish, Paige. Ooh, what is this girl?
Chris
Leanne,
Leanne.
Marissa, and Cody. So both of the sisters, the twins, they did make it through. I wasn't sure that was going to happen. Any surprises for you? Roxy didn't make it. Ariane didn't make it.
Okay, no one even knows who
Brittany,
Roxy
Star,
is. You
Quay.
keep saying Roxy.
I know. I'm
Sorry, I'm just saying,
I'm
like
giving
who is
you a
Roxy?
shout-out,
Okay,
Roxy.
Ariane. I don't know. I feel like they should have given her a chance because she was pretty. I feel like they could have, makeover time. They could have taken those fake braids out and taken all the makeup off and done whatever they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they just thought she wasn't right. Maybe she was too aggressive, or her look was too aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else, I think I knew everyone was going to make it. I wrote their names and I was like doing it even before they said it because it was obvious. The
Yeah.
twins, I'm still like about.
Yeah.
I think if anything,
It'll be interesting as
Tosh
they
should have
do
made
more
it
stuff
instead of
separately.
Cody. Because
Yeah.
Cody, I don't know, something about Cody, I just don't feel it. But that's just my opinion. There are people out there who probably love Cody. So I don't know. What do you think about it?
I feel like a lot of the girls that didn't make it were plants. They were just there to give
Like they weren't really, exactly.
give something for the first episode.
I'm supposed to be in there with you. Like that was so not real. Come on.
Yeah, the only one I really did feel it from was Ariane when she was on the floor in tears, crying. I really sympathized with her.
She said, "Are you sure?
I
Are
know.
you
Oh
sure?"
my God. When she said,
Oh my
"Are you sure?"
God.
My heart broke because you could tell like this was it for her, and
But it's not it for you, Ariane, if you're watching.
it's not. But in that moment,
It was.
It was it. In
I
that
mean,
moment.
you got flown to New York. You were staying somewhere. I don't know if you were in the house yet, but you were staying somewhere with doing competitions, and then it's kind of like, and then the way they did it was so like,
So
no, sorry,
you're excused.
you did not make it.
You're not cool enough to get into the club.
So what are you looking forward to this season? Because what are you looking forward to? Like,
Okay. What am I looking forward to? So the outro, I was all the way here for it, and I am looking forward to.
like the pictures?
Yeah, the pictures at the end. It was bright colors. It was very hip. The beat was fast. It was a very cool way because in the past it would be the big group photo and then one person would magically
But they didn't get that
disappear.
far yet, I guess, because
That-
now they're gonna do the pictures next episode. They should, right? Isn't that how it works
I don't
typically?
know.
Oh, you're right. It's different.
It's new. It's different.
It's
It's exciting.
different.
I'm excited to see what new things they incorporate into this show to make it fresh and different and exciting and engaging. I'm happy that they have people with personalities. We could already tell people who have personalities, and that's going to be exciting. I know reality shows are about conflict and the fighting and all that. I'm not really here for that, but I do feel like There's going to be some interesting interactions, and I'm actually really excited that they're spotlighting the girls and not as much the judges, because there's a lot of reality shows out there where we pay so much attention to the judges or the coaches or the mentors or the whatevers, and we don't with the actual people competing.
Did you see how who was it? Was it Tatiana? How they like put her skincare thing on there?
Yeah, that
I was like,
nice
damn, that's cool. Like for real, like
that's free advertising.
You know, her sales went up.
Yeah,
obviously, come on,
I'm
so
about
that was
to
cool.
Google what is skin butter.
Exactly. I mean, that was cool. I think I'm looking forward to the season. I was into it. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, it wasn't boring at all. There was not one part of the show that was boring.
It's very fast paced.
So exactly, I really liked it. And I'm gonna quickly say who I think is gonna be top 2.
Ooh, top 2. Go for it.
Predictions.
Oh.
Okay, so I think that Tatiana's gonna make it really far. That girl's absolutely beautiful. She just has a look, and her personality was good. They really like that she's knowledgeable about the designer, so I like her. And I think that, okay, I'll say Tatiana right now, and there's something about Marissa.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Something about her.
She's just so precious.
There's something about Marissa that I feel like because she looks different than like previous contestants. I don't know. There's something about her. So I'll say Tatiana Marissa right now. What do you think?
I am all the way here for Marissa, and I think that Corianne has a very strong shot. Tatiana already seems like she's a favorite. I wouldn't say she's my favorite, but I do think she will go very far. And I feel like Chris Leanne, not hating on you, girl. I don't know how far she will last. I think Binta can last long.
Aggressive.
I think Kyle will last long too.
She's so different.
Yeah. I definitely think so.
What about Cherish? I really like her. I think
very
personality-wise, she might just stay because she has a good personality.
She's very commercial. I like her personality. I'm not sure how far she can get. I don't feel confident yet in her abilities to make it to the top 4.
Her freckles look great on camera, though.
She's so cute. She has personality, but I don't feel like she has the it factor as strongly as some of the other girls.
You're so
already.
funny. You're like,
because I'm trying not to crush dreams.
No, I get it. You don't want to sound negative, but yeah. Okay.
We'll just leave it at that for now. But yeah, so guys, thank you so much. Oh,
who do you want to come on the show?
Anyone who wants to come and talk to us and give us some inside scoop, you are welcome.
So we are casting for all of the models who make the show. Let us know if you want to be on our show because we would love to speak to you, especially you, Marissa.
That might scare her off. Don't do that.
No, come on, Marissa. You know I'm joking with you. Come on the show. Let's have a conversation.
Oh, but he's not. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our series premiere episode, America's Next Top Model. Make sure that you watch next Monday and you interact with us. Again, you can always interact with me online at VivaciouslyViv and also on my website, poshboyspolish.com and vivaciouslyvivian.com.
Ooh, and you can interact with me at Desola B, DaysholaB. YouTube also. Check me out.
Okay, so have a great night, guys.
Thank you guys for being here. That was fun.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.